Hello, and welcome to the assignment overview for our course, WST 591, Professionalizing Feminisms. So again, this video, it's an overview of the assignments as a whole. There will be individual videos for each assignment, really going into the nuts and bolts and the details. This video is just a brief overview of what the assignments are and why I created them, because I find that sometimes it's helpful when learners, I like to refer to you as learners rather than students, I find that learners sometimes find it very insightful to understand why they're doing the assignments this particular way. And for me, I truly believe that we write in order to think, that writing is in itself a way of thinking. So in our course, there's nothing that is, timed. All the assignments are open book, open notes, untimed. The quick facts check-in, which are the quizzes, which I'll talk more about in a moment. You can take them again and again until you get the right answer, right? This course, you will get out of it what you put into it. And so I do want to pause here and note that this is an accelerated, online, asynchronous graduate course. And those four things all have difficulties to them, okay? So altogether, right, that makes this a difficult course. This is an accelerated course. It is very cool that ASU offers these accelerated courses, half semester courses during a semester. But what that means then as a student is that each week you're doing 2 weeks worth of work. So each module is 2 weeks worth of reading, thinking, note-taking, assignments, right? Another way to think about this is that this is coming from the Department of Education through the Arizona Board of Regents, who are following the Department of Education. And in order for a university to maintain its credentials, right, it's expected that students spend way more time sort of outside of instruction engaging with the material, right? That's why if you were taking an in-person class, you have about 3 hours a week of in-person instruction, but you're expected to do for a regular 15-week course about 6 to 9 hours a week of homework in addition to those 3 hours in class. So what does this mean for our online accelerated asynchronous course? That means that you're going to be spending about 18 hours a week on hour one class. Okay. Think about a full-time job. A full-time job is 40 hours a week. So for about a little under half, right, 18 hours on our singular class alone. Those 18 hours are spent reading, rereading, note-taking, reviewing your notes, because sometimes I take notes and I look at them later and go, I don't even understand what I meant by that, and have to reread the reading in order to understand and contextualize my notes for myself. This also includes the time that you take to do the assignments, to prep for the assignments, to reach out with questions about assignments, right? So make sure that you are, or at least I would suggest that you are structuring your time in ways where you're not just sitting down for half a day thinking I'm going to get all this done, because you probably aren't. Or if you do, you're not going to learn very much, and it's not going to be that strong of work. So I suggest setting up times to read and note take, setting up times to come back, review those notes and readings, and then maybe try an assignment, right? Make sure that you're noting the different dates that things are due so that you are aware of how to keep yourself on track. Because again, in an online, accelerated, asynchronous graduate course, it's heavy, it's a lot, and it really means that you as the learner have to be very organized, very proactive, right? Reach out to me with questions. I love questions. Just make sure that you actually read the syllabus first and go to the community forum first and ask a question. And then if nobody can answer it, definitely please reach out, because I'm here to help. This is my job, and I love teaching. And teaching asynchronously is challenging because I don't get to see you and get to know you except through your work and what we do online. So I will also offer a study hall. It's what I call my office hours, so that you can drop in with questions. And I will actually engage a when to meet survey so that I can figure out the best time to hold the office hours / study hall. Okay. So this class is one where you will write in order to think. We are very much engaged in writing in order to think. So the more you actually engage with those 18 hours a week on our materials, right, on our assignments, the more you will learn. And so what am I asking you to do this semester? So each week you will have multiple assignments. So each week there's multiple readings, and through those readings you will take notes, right? You'll start to understand main concepts, the author's main points, right? Supporting data and evidence. And then there will be 3 different weekly assignments. So one is called a quick facts check-in. Technically it's a quiz because that's what Canvas calls it, a quiz. But again, untimed, open notes, open book. You can take it as many times as you need to get the answer right. I'm always very surprised when I have students who don't actually just go back and fix their mistakes because they can. And I do this because I want you to learn and not be afraid of being wrong, especially at the graduate level. At the graduate level, this is about developing your identity as someone who is earning a master's degree in women and gender studies, or who is earning some other degree at the graduate level, and is taking this class to fulfill that, a requirement. So the quick facts check-ins, they are quick, right? They're usually 3 to 5 questions. They are meant to reflect back to you if you're learning what you need to learn. If you take the quick facts check-in and it's all very confusing to you, that means that you need to go and reread, revisit your notes, and really try to engage with the readings because it didn't, stick, or the recall just isn't coming. There's multiple ways that learning and recall are not just linear processes, but definitely kind of circular, and we kind of go back in on ourselves as we try to learn. The other 2 assignments are a lower stakes and a higher stakes harmonized discussion board. So the Nonprofit Quarterly is a practitioner academic journal. So it is a journal like you might have read in other classes, but because it's practitioner focused, the readings are usually shorter. And the Nonprofit Quarterly publishes, weekly. So this is a way for you and your colleagues in this class in small groups to explore a particular topic that the Nonprofit Quarterly is exploring in this particular cultural, political, social time. Okay. Nonprofit Quarterly, clearly about nonprofits, and nonprofits in the United States are in crisis right now. All helping industries in the United States are in crisis right now because we have a federal government that is not following law, particularly when it comes to helping industries. And so the Nonprofit Quarterly will allow you to engage with things that are happening in real time. The other harmonized discussion board is one that is focused on a book that you will read a chapter from each week. The book is called The Feminist Killjoy Handbook. The Feminist Killjoy Handbook by Dr. Sarah Ahmed provides insights into what it means to be a feminist killjoy, into different ways to engage that and embrace it, right? So if you're like, what does that even mean? Don't worry, you will learn what that phrase feminist killjoy means when you first jump into that reading. As you engage in those harmonized discussion boards, those are small groups, so that way you can get to know each other. I will be popping in to also add in insights and context as needed, right? All of these assignments are leading up to a final in which you will analyze a U.S. nonprofit and then imagine yourself at it. So starting, I believe, in week 4, you'll identify the nonprofit, you'll start to analyze the nonprofit, and then you'll create a sort of imaginary thought experiment, right? An imagination of what it would be like for you to be at this particular nonprofit, particularly what you have learned, considering what you have learned this semester in terms of helping industries and yourself as a potential professionalizing feminist. I usually respond to emails within 2 business days. If you don't hear back from me within 2 business days, re-email me. It just means that your email got lost in my inbox because sometimes I get 40 to 60 emails in a day. And so I'm not trying to ignore you. It's simply a function of the inbox, and I apologize. I do try very hard to stay on it, but on occasion something slips through the cracks. I will also grade your assignments within a week, usually more quickly than that, but always within a week so that you have an idea of where you stand in the class. Again, you'll be able to earn points each week as you build towards the end of the semester with our final project. Everything is open books, open notes, and untimed. I am here to provide help. We will find time for a study hall / office hours. You are not alone in our online accelerated asynchronous graduate course. Thank you for watching this, and check out each individual video for each assignment for more in-depth information. Thank you for watching.